Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Syazwan bin Muhamad Nazri. For question 1, identify the relevant accounting standard that can be applied to the activity. Based on the video, MFRS 141, which is accounting for agriculture. Agricultural activity is the management of the biological transformation of biological assets, plants and animals into agricultural produce for sale, processing or consumption. Biological asset will go through the different phases. For question 2, identify the biological asset. The agricultural produce and the product that is the result of processing after harvest. Biological asset is living animal and plants that are controlled by an enterprise as a result of past events. It includes those controlled through ownership or those controlled through a legal or similar arrangement. Agricultural produce is the land on which the biological asset grow, regenerate or degenerate. Biological asset may be classified either as a matured biological asset or immature biological asset. Matured biological assets are those that have attained harvestable specification for consumable biological assets or are able to sustain regular harvest for bearer biological assets. Next, I will pass to Azri.
Importance of biological asset. Biological asset generate substantial revenue or income for business in industry such as vineyards, agriculture, silviculture and paper products. Biological assets are typically seen in the balance sheet of these companies in industry. The only feature for biological assets are that it is living things. The major difference of biological asset is that biological assets change naturally and depreciate naturally and more rapidly than other types of goods. Recognition of biological asset. As per FFRS, an entity recognizes biological asset when the entity controls the asset as a result of past events. It is fairly relevant to say that benefit will flow to the entity and fair value can be measured reliably.
PD is consumable asset. Consumable biological asset are those that to be harvested as agricultural produce or sold as biological asset. Based on this video, PD will produce rice and rice is agricultural produce.
Based on the video, the agriculture activity that is managed by the entity is paddy harvest. There are few processes in paddy harvesting which are: number 1, rice field preparation. Land preparation is for fixing physical, chemical and biological soil conditions. The rice field become fertile for planting rice. Second, seeding of rice seeds. The seed pod is filled up with smooth soil and then the rice seeds are sown on the soil. After the seeds are sown, the next step is covered by smooth soil. In order to grow, rice planting medium is watered by water. Rice seeds are placed in a special nursery, then they are closed in order to grow quickly. Some days later, the rice seed had begun to grow. Watering is very important to the growth. Rice seeds are ready to be planted in the fields when the height is more than 15 cm. Next, we move to number 3, which is rice seed planting. Plant rice use bed mulch that is made from paper. This mulch is from recycled paper and contains activated carbon. Paper mulch is installed at the same time as planting rice. This function of bed mulch is to block the sun so that the weeds cannot grow. In 40 until 45 days, paper mulch with the mesh along with the rice grow higher. Number 4, pest and disease control. Spraying of pests and disease can be done by drones. This can save time and energy. Next, we move to number 5, which is harvesting. Rice harvesting is very efficient use of machine. This machine works to cut the rice stalk while removing rice grains. Next, we machine will be distributed to the rice storage vehicle. The last one is field processing. The rice is brought to the processing place and accommodated in a container. Next, rice is inserted into a cleaning machine. Inside the machine, the rice will be sorted automatically. Then the rice is packed into paper sacks weighing about 30 kg. After that, the rice will be distributed and ready to be sent to many places. Biological asset is measured on initial recognition at each reporting date at each fair value less cost to sell. Change in fair value less cost to sell should be recognized in profit or loss. Agriculture produce is measured at the point of harvest at the fair value less estimate cost to sell at the point of harvest. The point of harvest represents the transition between accounting for agriculture produce asset under MFRS 141 and MFRS 102. Fair value less cost to sell at the point of harvest form the cost for the purpose of MFRS 102. The biological asset is classified as non-current asset because the biological asset will include all agriculture produce to be harvested more than 12 months from the report.
Other example for biological asset is fish in farms, livestock held for sale, and tree being grown for lumber.
Types of government grant. There are two types of government grant that can be used by the entity for its activity. First is when the asset is measured at fair value less cost to sale. In this type, there are two ways, which is unconditional and conditional government grant. Unconditional government grant related to a biological asset measured at its fair value less cost to sale shall be recognized in profit or loss when the government grant becomes receivable. For the conditional government grant, including when a government grant requires an entity not to engage in specific agricultural activity, the grant is recognized in profit or loss when the conditions are met. For the second type is when asset measured at cost less accumulated depreciation and impairment. Based on this grant, it will apply MFRS 120.